So it's a really weird story. So about 4 years ago, it must have been, I started sort of dabbling with Formula One content. And it was actually, I was working full time in a supermarket. And basically, in the new F1 game came out, and it's always a massive time for creators. And I thought, if I talk whilst I'm racing, I can save half an hour on the editing by not having to commentate over it again. So the first few months were awful. Like the amount of times I had to crop out stuff where I was just completely confused with all I was even saying. But then slowly over time, it just slowly got there.
That's brilliant. Yeah, like you say, what a skill. That's absolutely nuts.
That is a crazy skill.
Is there any times where you just absolutely rage beyond belief and you're like, I can't have that in there?
Occasionally. It doesn't happen often, to be honest, because it's never really been something... Like, I'm not one of these people that ever will throw a controller across the room or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it does happen occasionally where I'll have something that I'm like, yeah, I'm going to have to edit that out.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I mean, we've only known you for about like 20 minutes, maybe. And you seem very calm and collected, guy. Well, welcome back.
Welcome back. Definitely not the second time we're doing this.
It's lights out.
And away we go.
And we have a very special guest today.
Matt212.
Well, tab him.
I was going to say Matt, and then known as Matt212, but yeah, Matt212. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
We're really buzzing to have you here, pal.
So, for today, it's Christmas, and we thought that the drivers haven't been awarded enough. So, we created the It's Lights Out Driver Awards.
Whey! And yeah, we're going to go through a few awards. We've got some silly ones, some serious ones. And yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So, Matt, I think you should kick us off.
Okay, right. We've got the first one, which I'll be honest, when I was sent over the list, there's some really, really difficult ones to go through on here. This one, not so much. Obviously, it wouldn't be an awards without Driver of the Year. And quite simply, when I was sent over the list to have, sort of my thoughts and feelings, the nominations were Max Verstappen. That was it. I couldn't argue with it. He's just... Yeah, what can we say?
Yeah. Drum roll, please.
And the winner is
Max Verstappen. Yeah, I mean, it'd be criminal to give anyone else, I think, Driver of the Season award. I'm sure he'd really care if we sent this to him. So we will get an award and we will send it to Max Verstappen's house somewhere.
And that will be the biggest award of the year for him so far.
I think so. I think it's probably the most important one he won. I'd get bored of winning races, to be fair. But he's only won one of these.
True. That's true.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
Cool. We'll go straight on to number 2, shall we?
Yeah, we'll do number 2. So, because it was so obvious it was going to be Max Verstappen, we've done Driver of the Year other than Max Verstappen. So, nominations are, we got Lewis Hamilton for Mercedes, a solid P3 in the championship. Lando Norris, I'm not going to continue saying where they came in the championship because I've forgotten. But he came somewhere and he made a good comeback. Maybe 4th? I don't know.
6th.
6th. Oh. Nice. And then we got Fernando Alonso, who was 4th.
4th.
Yes. Nice. Nailed it.
Nice.
And the winner is Fernando Alonso.
Hey! That's a very good shout.
Yeah. I think
love that.
Relative to how his teammate did compared to Lewis and Lando, and I know obviously Stroll is not any George Russell. I think that Fernando just completely outperformed the car, even when the car was rubbish, apart from the one race he gave up, which was like Cota, I think. But all the other races, he put a good shift in. He did a really good job. And I think he fully deserves that.
That's perfect. Yeah. What do you think, Matt? Was there any other honourable mentions you had?
I think, Alex Albon probably... Yeah. He could have been thrown in there as well. But I think these 3, were exemplary this year. All of them obviously packed away their teammate quite comfortably. Some of them, as we said, Lance Stroll is probably not a fair comparison to George Russell. But, Alonso, I don't think we can argue, especially the running out at the start of the year. El Plan was back and it was beautiful.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Exactly. It was absolutely beautiful. The hype train definitely died, then came back alive again. It sort of took away from the station, then reverse parked back in mid-season, and then last few races it then took off again. It was a great time.
Unbelievable. Right, on to number 3. So, this is the Worst Driver of the Year award, also known as the Sargent Award. And the nominations we have are Logan Sargent, and just snuck in there, Logan Sargent. So I think we should have a big round of, big drum roll. The winner is Logan Sargent.
Hey.
Congratulations.
What the fuck is a
Logan. Yeah, not much to say about him. Please don't edit what I said to you at the start of the season about Logan Sargent. Matt probably hasn't seen that.
Oh no! So for all the 20 people who are listening in, they definitely know what Adam said. But I mean, we'll cut it in. But for
do you want me to reenact it?
Let's reenact it.
I'll reenact it.
So, flashback to Bahrain. Just before Bahrain, we're watching pre-season testing, and we're making our predictions on who do we think is going to be like the surprise performance of the year. So I came in, I was like, I think Oscar Piastri. My prediction was Oscar Piastri would outscore Norris in the second half of the season, which I was wrong. Put my hands up. But you got a sprint race win. Here.
Still wrong.
I was still wrong. But I wasn't quite as wrong as you were.
Yeah, mine was, and to quote myself, I think Logan Sargent is going to do well in that Williams.
Nice.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah. You were thinking almost as good as Albon, weren't you? And then
I don't know what I was thinking. It was just completely nuts. Absolutely nuts. But anyway, let's move on from my embarrassing time. Matt, on to the next one. Surprise Driver of the Year.
Yeah, so this one is kind of meant, not necessarily, a Verstappen win each and every week, but was more a driver that perhaps we weren't sure how they were going to perform this year, potentially have done quite well in the past, or maybe had struggled in previous seasons, or hadn't raced at all in Formula One. The nominations, Alex Albon, obviously had a fantastic year with Williams. Oscar Piastri, I think, unless, of course, you're Adam, was the rookie that most people were expecting to be the best this year. Or Liam Lawson, which I think, even for getting a drive in a Formula One car this year, was a big enough surprise as it was in itself. But we'll do a drum roll, because that's what the routine we're keeping to. And surprise of the season, Liam Lawson, driving and racing a Formula One car.
Fantastic.
And he did a good job.
A very good job.
Very, very good job. So, you know what? Well done, Liam Lawson.
Well played.
Still couldn't get a seat in F1, but well done.
That's a great one. I like that one. Cool. Next one.
Yeah, to be fair, we're flying through these. We've got Team Principal of the Year. So, this is just for the team principal who's either got the most out of the team, this is his job, or I guess that's it. It's basically he just got the most out of his team.
You've hit the nail on the head there, mate.
Yeah. So we've got James Vowles, because I think he's done a phenomenal job with Williams. With the budget they have, I think, and apparently even their systems they didn't even like know how to track where parts of the car had been, which is crazy. Christian Horner, which is anyway, and then we've got Gunther Steiner, purely because I'm expecting some good Netflix footage, because they've been terrible. Yeah, and the winner is Christian Horner. Anyway, we'll move on. Best race of the season. Adam, do you want to be best race of the season?
Are we just going? Are we genuinely
We're sliding past it. We're not going anywhere near that.
Okay, switching onwards. Best race of the season. So, the nominations we have are Vegas, Singapore,
No,
and Australia. And we had one that we thought about,
The Dutch Grand Prix.
The Dutch Grand
That's
Prix.
it. Yeah.
We had a little chat with Matt beforehand, and he very rightly pointed out that that's something we should be putting in there.
We would see. I think we just generally forgot about the race. Not gonna lie.
Probably. Anyway, drum roll, please, for the winner. It is the Dutch Grand Prix.
Definitely didn't forget about it.
Absolutely. Go on, Matt. Do you want to tell us why that one came straight to your mind?
Well, I mean, go back and watch the first 10 laps. That should give you everything you need to know, shouldn't it? I think
yeah.
there were more overtakes in those first 10 laps with the dry to wet to dry to wet
Yep.
than we'd basically seen in about the last 6 Grand Prix. It was absolutely fantastic. And when I saw the list come through, I was like, is the Dutch Grand Prix not on there so we don't have to listen to the national anthem?
Yes.
Why is it not here?
Yeah, I think we've sometimes been a little bit anti-Max, and if we forgot the Dutch Grand Prix, I think it would have sounded very anti-Max on this podcast. So
Yeah.
was great to
I'm glad that you pointed that one out.
yeah. Thank you very much.
I've never been known as the voice of reason.
Yeah, this is why we have 20 fans. Right. We've gone through quite a few. I think we'll take a little bit of a break, a little bit of a intermission, before we get back to let the guests get a glass of water and everything while we play something else. We were speaking of overtakes, and actually, I wanted to just sort of touch on a bit of an F1 hot take that I heard recently. And Matt, I don't know well, you might have seen this. So, someone said F1 races are only good when there's lots of overtakes.
I'm glad you two are here because my opinion might be different to both of you two who are very, very knowledgeable. So yeah, go on, Matt. What's your
opinion?
Honestly, I would say currently the opposite has been proven. Formula One in the last couple of years, there has been a ridiculous amount of overtakes. And I've always been someone that advocates that we need DRS still, otherwise there would still be no overtakes. But with the amount of races we've had this year where Formula One have gone, it's the most overtakes we've ever had at this racetrack, and you go, I don't remember a single one. They were all just slipstream passes.
That's a very good point.
I always like to think, is it China, Shanghai, 2016, I think used to have the record for the most overtakes. If I asked you to tell me what happened in that race, so many people could not tell you what happened in that race. It had the most overtakes, but when you got overtakes where they're halfway down the straight and they're already ahead, there's nothing interesting about that, in my opinion.
I feel like I can't argue with that. I mean, I would have said, especially before knowing a little bit about F1, I would have been like, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but I think people think that, but nowadays, I think when you get like a nice title fight, but like, let's say Singapore, actually, not many overtakes, but it was so tense up at the front where everyone's all bunched up and like strategies getting involved. I think F1's so much more than overtakes. So I think that's a bad take. I think we're all in agreement.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Sucks to be whoever wrote that. Should we go through another one? There was another one. This hot take was definitely not by me at the start of the season, and it was Oscar Piastri will be better than Lando Norris.
Go on, Matt. I'll let you take the floor for that one.
I'll be honest, I'd gone on the record in saying I didn't think it was out of the realms of possibility. I think, we've seen Lando Norris through Oscar Piastri even through his junior career, get into a new car and instantly be up to pace. I think that especially the second half of 2023, we saw Lando Norris maybe looking over his shoulder a little bit more because suddenly he's got an Australian in the other car that can actually deliver. Yeah. Which might be controversial to say in itself, but I think Lando Norris is slightly nervous.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I agree with that fully.
You know what? I think when you heard Lando Norris on the team radio in some of these races, he sounded very either a bit snarky or like just a bit stressed, being like, "Let me past," or this is, but like he basically, I think he's worried. I think he is a little.
Would you both say that at this point in Piastri's career, he's way, way ahead of where Lando was at the same point in his career? Do you get what I mean?
One season in.
One season in, is Piastri ahead of where Lando was?
Do you remember?
He's won a
where
race.
Lando was? He has won a sprint. Yeah.
Lando hasn't done that at this point in
Yeah.
his career.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
He hasn't.
So you'd say yes.
I think at this point, yeah. I think Oscar had a better rookie season than Lando's rookie season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think that so Lando drew with Sainz, didn't he? Like pretty much almost drew with Sainz on points. One of the seasons they were teammates together. I think maybe the last season they were teammates together. I think that Piastri in that same car would have probably beaten Sainz.
Yeah, and it was a very, very different McLaren team as well, wasn't it? Back in
It was,
2019 when they were
It
teammates.
was.
I think give Oscar Piastri. I reckon by the end of next year, that hot take might not seem so hot and might potentially seem more normal.
Yeah.
Is this Matt on record then? Piastri is gonna.
I can't say Piastri. I won't go on the record and say Piastri is going to be a better driver than Lando Norris by the end of next year. Clip that whichever way you like. But I
There's
think
so much clever
could be.
editing we could do.
Brilliant.
I think that's
Cool. So that is a
That was a great take, and whoever thought of that idea, I think it's just really, really smart. This definitely wasn't me earlier this season. Yeah, I think
very,
it's really
very
smart.
modest of you, pal.
Cool. I think the guests are just starting to come back in for the awards, so let's go to.
Oh God.
I'm the worst. Let's go to livery of the year. Whose go was it for livery of the year?
It's Matt's turn.
Matt's turn.
Is it my go? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, jump on help.
We had quite a lot of options here. We had Alfa Romeo with their black and red livery. We had Alfa Romeo with their Italian GP special livery. We had Alfa Romeo with their Las Vegas livery. The Aston Martin livery again. The Mercedes black livery again. You know, the fact that came back was a big surprise. I think Mercedes hoped they would have won with it, but they didn't. The Williams Golf livery, that was fantastic.
Oh,
and
thank you.
again,
I threw that nomination in there. I was like, that needs to be in there.
you cannot beat a golf livery. I wish they
Right.
went more golf with it, but
I wish
we
they
will
did.
absolutely take it. And the AlphaTauri Las Vegas livery. All very good shouts. I think this might be both a hot take and a potential livery of the year option.
Oh.
And I'm ready to get slated for this. I quite like the pink Alpine livery at the start of the year.
Right, so that's the end of the podcast. Really? The pink Alpine? I'm sorry, I'm going to have to give this a Google.
Everyone's forgot about it, and I get that. I wouldn't say it was livery of the year, but I think they're underrated.
I can't agree. I can't agree with that one.
And no one ever does.
We can put it as a nomination, but I think that the thing about Alpine is, I think that was it 2019 where they had like one of the nicest like
Yeah.
red, blue, white. Oh, that was just like such a gorgeous livery. And then every time I see Alpine now, I'm just slightly disappointed that that's not back.
Yeah. I think it was 2020, wasn't it? The livery
2020.
then was just chef's kiss.
Yeah.
And yeah, we need that back.
Yeah. We can put pink Alpine as in the nominations. And
Okay.
it's up to you to pick who wins.
All I'm thinking is if I go rogue now, I'll never be invited back. So if we have a bit of a drum roll, the winner was the Alfa Romeo Las Vegas livery.
Oh, yeah.
They did smash it this year with all the liveries.
Yeah.
The fact
Well, you
three
guys-
made it into the vote is insane.
Yeah. What you
I
guys
mean-
can't see is the little like gun that we have near Matt's camera right now.
You're wearing the right hat for it as well, Matt.
Exactly. Got a
It's
wrap.
perfect. I mean, the thing is, I feel like black and gold, you can't really go wrong. I think that's a great colorway. And what was the the Haas a couple of years ago when they had that sponsor,
Rich Energy.
the Rich Energy sponsor. I quite liked that too.
Did you, Matt? You know what? I think I saw you retweet this. Did you see Rich Energy like popped up recently on the anniversary of the 2021 Grand Prix Abu Dhabi finale, and were like, was the biggest robbery in sport, like proper stoking the fire. Yeah.
They're clearly after those Twitter interactions, or X, sorry, now as it's called.
No, yeah, X interaction.
X, yeah, of course.
Honestly, like I saw that and I was like, oh, I actually can't believe that. I can't believe they've done that.
It's not. Did you see the one they did a few weeks ago where William Story apparently tested a Formula One car? Did you not see this one? They basically put out is it an X or is it a tweet still? I don't know anymore. But basically saying that William Story had tested a Formula One car a few weeks ago, and apparently his pace was similar to current drivers. And you were like, who's believing this?
No way.
Have a look on their Twitter account. It is there. It's incredible.
Right, after this, that's what I'm doing.
I'm 100% going to have a look at that because what?
That's brilliant.
Oh, Rich Energy. What people? I mean, they're definitely like some sort of fraud company for a big drug empire or something, right? Like, who's ever
Just throwing that out there.
No, but who's ever drank a Rich Energy can of drink?
I actually don't know.
Have you ever seen it in a shop?
No, but I've never seen the Carabao cans. I've only recently noticed one of those.
Really?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
What?
Matt, do you know what I'm talking about?
The is that the I don't watch football. Is it like the Carabao Cup, or am I completely wrong?
I don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sponsor. Okay, because it's a huge sponsor, and I was like, I've never seen anything, but I have now actually seen the cans.
Are we uncovering like a big drug empire between these two? I think we might be.
They're in coots.
Inside out, I'm going to investigate it. We'll get back to you.
Right, let's jump on to the next one.
Next one, right.
Oh,
I think it's
worst
my go,
livery
right?
of the year. Yeah, you can jump on this one.
Okay. So worst livery of the year, we've got... So Alfa Romeo had the best liveries of the year, and it might be a little controversial, and I think I'm just a bit mad that their new name makes no sense, and it really annoys me. I think it's probably the worst Formula One team name I've ever heard. But the Alfa Romeo kick.
The green, black,
The
and
green
red.
one. I'm like, what is that? Like, and also, what is their new name, by the way? Sorry to go on a bit of a tangent here, but is it like Steak F1 Kick Sauber? Or F1 Steak Kick Sauber? Anyway, I have so much pent-up anger to Alfa Romeo. We've got also Williams Las Vegas one, because that was just the most like, what the fuck is a kilometer thing ever. Just ridiculous. And then we've put McLaren's whole season 2023 livery, which, Matt, I don't know how you feel about that.
I think they put more stickers on a Formula One car than I knew was possible.
Literally. I remember they were struggling right at the start of the season, and then they were still trialing like changeable sort of sticker screen sort of thing on the car. And I'm like, stop putting sponsors on your car and just drive, please. So I guess because I can't be too mean to Alfa Romeo too many times, I'm gonna give the award to McLaren 2023 because you advertise way too much.
I like that. I think that's about right.
Yeah. I mean, if anyone wants to sponsor us, though, we're very happy to have a few sponsors on the podcast as well.
Even Rip Energy.
Yeah. I will sponsor anyone. Right.
Fantastic. Okay. On to the next. We'll do one more and then we'll play another game.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Pass of the season. Now, I thought this was a tricky one.
Yeah.
But me and JJ have what we've already spoken about this, and we'll see what Matt says.
Yeah.
And if you can think of anything else.
I put one in for you, Matt, because I saw your comments online and I was like, I fully agree with it, but we're going to get to it.
Okay. So the first one is Alonso's Bahrain pass on Hamilton. If you remember, just go on YouTube, you'll find it. It's phenomenal.
Probably
It's
the
great.
most popular pass for fans out
Yeah.
there. But everyone likes Hamilton getting passed by Alonso. Yeah.
True.
Everyone loves that.
And then we've got this. I think this was the one Matt threw in there. The Magnussen Monaco pass on Sargent. Wow, a pass at Monaco.
Lock up, like fully sends it down there. It was unbelievable pass.
Absolutely. And then number 3, Hamilton's pass on Sainz in Qatar, where he does like kind of he fakes it. It's like a fake. I don't even know.
He sort of dummies it to the inside, makes Sainz take a shallow line, and then you basically then switches back on him through the corner. It's a very, very high IQ pass, and not something I could ever do. I'm going straight into the back of Sainz. I know that. I know that's for a fact.
Matt, on the game, would you reckon you would pull off that pass?
I'd certainly try. I'm not going to say I could pull it off because again, I'd probably just go into the back of Sainz. That would be a cheeky rewind used there, I think.
Okay, drum roll, please. And we've gone with the Hamilton pass on Sainz.
On Sainz.
But that was just mine and JJ's opinion. Matt,
Yeah.
what was yours? Is yours the Monaco one?
I got a lot of hate on Twitter because I posted out, and it kind of went semi-viral inside the F1 space, that Magnussen's Monaco pass was so much better than Alonso's Bahrain pass. And I got a lot of hate for that, but there was one common theme from the people that were hating it, is all of them were A, Spanish, B, had Fernando Alonso in their bio, and C, a good 70% of them had him as their profile picture with El Plan 2025 written somewhere. I don't know how it was found. I reckon I was put on the Spanish news as like a hater of their country. But I got lambasted with abuse. I think I still am, to be honest. They really, the whole idea that I couldn't understand how it was the best pass of the year cannot get through Spanish minds.
I wonder why.
Do you know what's really funny as well is I saw your tweet, Matt, or X now, on a Fernando Alonso meme page.
Well, I didn't see this.
No,
I saw it on a Fernando Alonso meme page, and then I went to your Twitter, and I was, because I then initially just thought it was you. I clicked on your account, and I was like, oh wait, this is just a meme page. So then I went onto Twitter, and I found your original tweet there, and I was like, I agree, but I don't want the hate.
No, I'll take all the hate. Hate I didn't even know I was getting, apparently, now.
You just got all the smoke.
So would you put that up there above the Hamilton pass?
So I didn't actually say that the Magnussen pass was the best. All I said was it was an outrage that on the official Formula One vote, Alonso's pass had like 51% of the vote, and Magnussen had 2%. Because I thought Magnussen's was a lot more risky. It was at Monaco, which instantly should make a pass 10 times better. And if you, with some little bit of if the cameras had been positioned in the right place and the sound had been mixed properly, you could make that look like the most outrageous pass of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a great shout. You've absolutely nailed that. But are you happy with the choice we've gone with?
I think Hamilton's pass on Qatar, on Sainz in Qatar, is fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool.
I thought it was, I remember when I saw it, I was like, that is just unbelievably smart. And it wasn't even caught on live TV, which is the thing. I think it was on the replays, wasn't it, that we saw it? Or like it was on onboard footage is where we saw it. I think the issue is with a lot of like these like driver of the day, any sort of like these ones that F1 put, it's a popularity contest. Like, Max and Lewis are never going to win because too many people, they hate each other too much, like the fan bases. Alonso just wins everything, to be honest, at this point, because he's just so
everyone loves him.
Albon wins a lot, Norris wins a lot. It's a popularity contest at this point. But just wait till one of those drivers starts winning a load, and then they'll all hate him. and then it'll go again, and then the cycle repeats. Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool, Matt. You're on. Oh, did you want to play a game?
Yeah, let's play a game. Let's play a
Actual
game.
hot take or play a game?
Let's play a game. Let's play a game. Should we do a draft?
Cool.
You want to do a draft?
We can do a draft.
Yeah. Good, cool. So, I mean, our 20 fans might know about this, but we'll go through it again. We've got we each get 5 picks, and we have to take turns in picking. We've got to pick. We've basically got to build the best F1 team we can, and you've got to pick an engine supply, a chassis, 2 drivers, and a pit crew. And then at the end of the draft, we all have to pick basically who we think is going to have the team that's going to score the most points. Rules are we can't pick what the other person's picked. So if Matt picks Hamilton as his driver, I can't then have Hamilton as my driver. You can't pick the Red Bull because you could put anyone in that and it's probably going to win. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Cool. Who wants to go first?
Matt, you can kick us off.
I get to go first.
So you get the number 1 pick.
Am I going driver first? Do I have to go driver
It's up
first?
to you.
So it's
no, you can
completely
choose
up to
any
you.
order.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you think is the most important part of a team.
I'm gonna go Hamilton.
Okay.
I'm gonna
no,
hold
Hamilton.
my allegiance on the flag. I'm saying
Please, Sam, go next. Please, Sam, go next.
You can go next.
If you,
You can go next. You can go next. I'll let you go next.
I'm having Alonso then.
Oh, I'll take Max then. For a win, I'll take Max then.
I thought we weren't allowed to do Red Bull.
Oh, we can pick the drivers.
here we
Oh,
go.
for-
He's changing the rules now. No,
Oh,
it
he's
suits him.
mixing it all up now.
I actually meant, okay, fine. We can't pick Red Bull. I actually meant only the car you can pick. But
Oh,
we'll gloss
no.
over that. I'll let you guys, if you really want, I'll let you guys do that. I'm gonna go for the best chassis. No. Oh, this is hard. I'm gonna go Leclerc.
Okay.
Yeah. Go Leclerc.
I'll take Lando Norris then as my second driver.
Okay. And there's the second driver. I'm going to take a Mercedes engine.
Mercedes engine.
Yeah. Reliable. It's always good, Mercedes engines.
See, I think go hard or go home, so I'm gonna go Ferrari engine.
Is it?
It's either going 1,000 miles an hour or blowing up. There's no in between.
I
Max.
assume I can't pick the Honda power unit because it's part of the Red Bull.
We'll let you pick Honda because the Honda's not too OP, so it's fine.
Okay.
It's quite bulletproof though.
Yeah. I'm stuck between either that or the Renault engine, and I don't want
Okay,
that
actually,
thing.
no. You know what? We struck off Red Bull for me. We're strucking off Honda for you.
I'm stuck with the
You can
Renault
have the
engine.
Renault engine. Yeah, you can have the Renault engine.
Okay, cool.
So, you again.
Am I next? Sorry, I'm just writing down what I've done. The Mercedes engine. Okay. I don't know. Who's my second driver? I'll take Russell. It's my second driver.
So Lando, Russell, Leclerc, Hamilton, all gone.
Mm-hmm.
Is there even any? Okay, I'm gonna go chassis. I'm gonna go Mercedes chassis. I think it's the most consistent.
Okay.
I'm going to go slightly left field then. I'm going to say McLaren pit crew. New record pit stop this year.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, it's good.
That's good.
I don't know what the. Okay.
You still need a chassis and a pit crew, right?
And a pit crew.
Mm.
Oh, I don't know who I want for my pit crew. I'll just go the Mercedes pit crew.
Really? That's a
What?
poor
They're
choice.
terrible?
He's locked it in. Me and Matt both gave a big reaction there. We were like,
You guys know better than I do. They're terrible.
they're just slow. They're just like,
Oh, okay.
they're just like always a 3-second pit stop.
Can I take it back?
No, you've locked it in. Your answer's locked.
Damn it.
None of you guys are picking drivers, so I may as well pick pit crew for me as well. I'm gonna go Williams. They have a good pit crew. I'm gonna go Williams. Yeah.
Okay.
I got
'Cause I remember they always used to win something and then come last in a race.
Yeah,
They'd always,
they'd always get the fastest
pit
pit stop award.
Yeah.
They claw back 6/10 in a pit stop and then lose it in the first sector.
Yeah. I still remember when Williams, like, it was 2021 Brazil, and Williams just released Latifi right into Max, wasn't it? And it was just like they couldn't do anything right, but that was like they somehow blitzed an insanely quick pit stop and came out ahead of Red Bull. It was unbelievable.
So I've only got chassis left to go then.
Yeah.
I am gonna say I don't believe McLaren's been picked yet. I feel like I'm basically building the McLaren team with with Lewis Hamilton thrown in, but that's going to be my choice.
Oh, that doesn't leave.
I think I was debating between the McLaren or the Mercedes one, but I just felt like McLaren have no low drag rear wing. So I'm like, they just get any sort of high speed straights, they just get destroyed on. In like the Monza, we saw in Spa, they had to go with a wet setup. But yeah. That's what I'm going to
go. Okay. I don't know then. Let's just go Aston Martin.
Over Ferrari, yeah.
I'll go Aston Martin,
yeah. Again,
but because I feel like I've also gone very Mercedes related so far, with Alonso thrown in there. So then I'll just go. So it's a Mercedes Aston Martin mix.
So what have I got left? I've got second driver, haven't I? So no Perez and Max. We've got Alonso's already gone, Hamilton's already gone, Leclerc's gone, Norris is gone,
Russell's gone.
Russell's gone.
Okay.
You've basically got.
I mean, I've got to go
from the big teams.
I was going to say, I've got to go. Before I lock in Sainz, is there any lower team driver that I think's good?
Albon. Go with Alex Albon.
Go on, do it.
Do you know what? I'm going to go Albon.
He's done it.
Where did you come with that idea?
Yeah. Completely off my own top. I'm going to go Albon, I think. Yeah. I think, you know what? I think Albon, like, he wouldn't suit a Ferrari. It's too much like how the Red Bull was, like a bit too oversteery. He wouldn't suit, he could probably suit a McLaren. No, what's a McLaren like nowadays?
Lando always says it's right on a knife edge still.
So I don't think he'd suit that, yeah. Aston Martin he'd probably suit, very high downforce.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he suits a Mercedes. So, if we're going to run through it, Matt, what were your picks then?
So I've got Lewis, Lando, McLaren chassis, McLaren pit crew, and I've just realised I've got a McLaren Honda, which didn't go well the last time.
You've literally got McLaren Honda.
No, I've got McLaren Renault, haven't I? Sorry, I was banned from Honda.
Oh yeah,
which wasn't much better.
No.
Go on, you can run through yours.
Okay, I've got. Who have I got? So I've got Leclerc. I forgot. Albon. I've got a Mercedes car. I've got the Williams pit crew, and I've got a Ferrari engine.
Okay.
I'm quite happy with my picks. You know, I'm quite happy with that.
It's good. I think both of yours are pretty good.
Yeah.
And then Alonso's my first driver. Russell's second driver. It was the Mercedes pit crew, which you rinsed me about. The what was the Aston Martin chassis? What was the last one?
You went Mercedes engine.
Mercedes engine.
Yeah. So you've basically just sort of built Aston Martin Mercedes, haven't you?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't know
who's winning.
We should ask what people think, but
yes, let us know who won.
I don't know who do you think's won.
I would say if it would depend on the track, because if you put my car around anything with a straight line, I'm screwed. With Renault power and McLaren chassis, I'm going nowhere in a straight line quickly. So I've got to hope this is based at Monaco.
You'd be perfect at Monaco.
You've got to hope that it comes in the first half of the season.
Yes. Yeah.
And
maybe we'll have to give it to you.
Well, I've just got to hope that the race isn't any longer than 30 laps, otherwise I'm blowing up. So we've got quite a specific season that needs to happen for any of us to win. But no, we'll see. I think, to be honest, I think that all the midfield teams are so close that you take Red Bull out of the mix, that it's like any race, any one of those teams could have won this season. So
True.
it was like,
True.
but then Red Bull were there. But I think that makes our draft extremely close. I think it comes down to the track and the day, really, for whoever wins that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Good round. Good round.
That was a good round.
Well played.
Are we telling ourselves good round? Are we patting ourselves on the back? We're like, yes, well done.
It was fun. It was fun. Cool. Jumping back into the...
Yes, yeah. Should we jump back into some more awards then?
Let's jump back into more awards. We're on the home stretch for awards.
Yeah, so where do we finish past the season? I think, Matt, do you want to run this one in? We named this one after your F1 2022 career mode performances.
That hurts.
Oh no, he's never going to come back.
Oh, no.
It's called the Matt212 Award.
It just, the amount of times I'll be watching you and I'm like, yes, he's doing really well.
It hasn't got
And then
better.
So it's bottle job of the year. You can take this away, Matt.
I feel like you are a lot more consistent now, though. I think that the game model is better. I think.
Yeah. The less I remember about F122, the better, to be honest.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's distract from my bottles. We'll go into the nominees. We've got Leclerc every single time he's been on pole this year, which is a fair shout. Russell for his Singapore Grand Prix ending. Sergio Perez at his home Grand Prix. And I would like to throw a special curveball in and also suggest Nick de Vries, just his entire time in the sport this year.
Yep.
Was pretty poor.
Vries' career.
I was surprised he didn't make it into the Logan Sargent Award as a curveball, but
That's a good point.
I'm going to put it in there now. So if we have a bit of a drum roll,
Oh.
I'm going to say George Russell in Singapore, because if you're going to crash, do it like Checo did on lap 1 rather than doing 60 laps at Singapore before binning it with 10 corners to go.
Yeah. Probably one of the toughest races, apart from Qatar, that you do during this season. And he's done all that just to end up in the wall.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I mean, there's adrenaline when you drive an F1 car, but his adrenaline spiked at that moment. He just lost his mind.
I was going to say though, Matt, like you'll know this, that when you're driving on a game, you do follow, like if the car in front does something, it's so easy to just follow what they're doing. And the fact that Norris like grazed the wall, I know in his head he's just like follow the corner sort of thing, and he's just gone too far.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just one of those things.
It's a great shout.
Put me in that Mercedes and I wouldn't have made it to past lap 1, but still. We can clown him for that.
Cool.
Okay. Biggest meme of the year. So this is biggest meme of the year. So, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I think the first nomination is what the fuck is a kilometer? Rah! Yes. Anytime Logan Sargent does anything, that is the go-to meme. Ferrari. I think they toned it down. They didn't meme themselves too many times, but they're still a meme. And then we've also put JJ, Adam, and Matt whenever they decided to not pick Max as a race winner when trying to do their pre-race predictions. Yeah.
Ooh.
What did you say, Matt? It was like blind optimism.
Yeah, there was hopium very much early on in the season, and then I don't know about you guys as well, but a pattern started to emerge very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was after the 7th or 8th in a row, I was like, maybe not. And I think the one time I thought he was going to win in Singapore, he didn't.
Agreed.
But I think that, well, drum roll, please, is what the fuck is a kilometer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Has to be.
Logan Sargent, you know what? He's cleaning up at these awards. He's in for a shout for a lot of them. He won worst driver. Good for him. You know what? He signed a new contract. So
I mean, he's basically the best driver on the grid, right?
yeah. Well, life's going amazing for him, to be honest. I bet he's loving life. To be honest, for Logan Sargent, I do hope that he does do well next season. And he showed signs of being a little bit better. Whereas I think Latifi never showed signs of being better.
Mm,
So hopefully he'll do well. I don't know.
unlikely.
I don't know, Matt, what you think. But
He was put in a year too soon. I think the problem Williams kind of ran into was Red Bull were eyeing them up as a third Red Bull or a second Red Bull junior team. Mercedes have basically been using him as a junior team for years. It felt like there was an element this year of Williams turned around and went, we're not going to be a junior team for anyone. We're going to put one of our own juniors in. And they turned around and it was just Logan Sargent waving at them. And he was the only option. And he got thrown in. Yeah, he didn't do awfully. He might have picked up worst driver of the year. He had a few stinkers here and there. And I think Albon as well did better than any of us expected in that Williams.
Yes, he did.
I think so.
He outperformed the car.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
by the end of next year, patience might have run out for Logan.
maybe. I think
Only time will tell.
time will have to tell. Yeah, I hope he does all right. I never like it when a driver. Like, I felt bad for De Vries as well. Like, I even forgot about him. Not gonna lie, for these awards.
Mm.
But like, I feel bad when a driver gets kicked out because you have people like Stoffel Van Dorn who are incredibly talented, and just because of the wrong situation they come into, their career is just ruined in Formula One at least. So, he's good enough to have been in an F2 seat. So he's a good driver. Is he top 20 drivers in the world? Probably not, but hopefully he can improve and get better at next season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's got some time to hopefully get some practice in.
Got the whole off season. Right. You go.
We'll run through these ones nice and quick, and we'll call it a day after, because this is a long one. So we will jump through this nice and quickly.
Yeah.
Most surprising moment of this season. So our nominations are Hamilton on pole in Hungary. That was a surprising
That
moment.
was a very surprising moment.
Obviously, Red Bull having no pace in Singapore. We mentioned that earlier. Or It's Lights Out. The fact we're still making content.
Extremely surprising. Thank you. Oh, I'll get a little round of applause. Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you, Matt. That's very kind of you. I actually can't remember which one we decided for this.
We decided we'll do a drum roll.
Okay, I'll let you say it.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Red Bull having no pace in Singapore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Extremely 2014, 2015 Mercedes vibes. Just why? Because they had to raise the floor, I think, and then they couldn't really generate ground effects underneath the car. Should
Yeah.
Red Bull be forced to raise the floor at every track? I don't know. It's just an idea. That's all I'm saying. It was an incredibly fun race. But no, it's just, I think it's just weirdly that circuit seems to be a giant killer. So I'm looking forward to one race next season and one race only.
Absolutely. We'll do this one separate. We'll leave the last one.
Yeah, we'll do this other one just because you don't know any of this past, Matt. You know what, Matt, you had a few F1 hot takes that you've asked a few of your fans about.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Do you want to run through some of them?
Yeah, so I got a few in, and I thought I'd bring you potentially the hottest of all the takes that I got.
Wow.
So first one, Sainz is actually a better driver than Leclerc.
Oh.
Beat him in 2021.
Okay.
Probably should have beaten him in 2023 had Ferrari not done the worst strategy ever in Abu Dhabi and just thrown him under the bus.
Yep.
It would have been 2 seasons out of 3 he's beaten Leclerc.
That's a fair point.
I don't know. Do you have an opinion on this?
My opinion is, well, No, my opinion is that Leclerc is still a better driver.
Yeah.
Um,
I am going to take over purely because I think that when the car is difficult to drive, I think you really see the difference between Leclerc and Sainz's ability. Like Leclerc can, when you watch some of his pole position laps, like in terms of being a better like a driver, Leclerc is just unbelievable. Like he's probably like the one of the most like I put him in that top echelon of talent. Like I've never seen someone so close to the edge and just dance over the line so many times, but keep it there. I don't think Sainz has that ability in him. But when they brought some upgrades and dialed in a lot of understeer mid-season, you saw that Sainz was able to just deal better with the understeer because Leclerc just couldn't get the car to turn in. So I think that Leclerc is a better driver. I think just Sainz just is probably more consistent and could maybe perform at more different teams at an average level. I think Leclerc's either going to be amazing or he's going to bin it in a wall. No in between. I don't know, Matt, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's the horrible thing, isn't it, of how do you define a better driver? Because everything you've just said, I completely agree with. You know, I've often thought Leclerc, I'd argue, in terms of one lap pace, is up there with your Sennas and your Lewises. You know, a lap that he does sometimes just doesn't look possible to beat. But
Yeah.
that makes him a quicker driver, not necessarily a better driver, because a Formula One World Championship is not one with pole laps.
True.
It's not. And I mean, he's got what, like 20 something poles in 5 wins?
Yeah.
I think Max has more wins than from a Leclerc pole than Leclerc has from his own pole position.
Yeah.
And
That's nuts.
you know, I think that the car and you can make a load of excuses as to why that happens, but I think you're fully right there that, and I think this is something that Max has learned since 2021. You don't win a world championship in one pass in one. Well,
I was going
I was like, well, maybe you do win it in one lap, one pass. But yeah,
You just shot yourself in the foot there, pal.
oh, I brought back so much PTSD. But what I mean is, you look at Max now. And maybe it's because his car is so much quicker, but he's not someone to just either like just go for it and just be like, this is my one opportunity to beat the guy. He now takes his time. He makes no mistakes anymore, sort of thing. And whereas Leclerc, I think, is still that almost immature driver in the sense of it's all or nothing for him at the moment. We saw it in France, where in 2022, where he's leading and just been into the wall and is a bit at the start of the downfall for them. But yeah, I think Matt, you're right. A racer, and you can be good as a driver, but as like a racer, I don't know.
It's difficult, isn't it? It's really difficult
one.
It's actually more difficult than I was expecting that question to be. When I first heard it, I was thinking, I'm not sure about that, but you actually make a lot of fair points there.
Yeah. I think you got to look at the whole season tallies. Like, if Sainz has almost won 2 out of 3, just leave him out. They just fully forgot about him, didn't they?
Why they put him on 2 sets of mediums, like just expecting a safety car in Abu Dhabi of all places.
Yeah. And it got to like near the end where it's like a safety car by this point, and unless it's 2021, will finish the race off.
Yeah.
So then you're like, I keep bringing this up. I shouldn't. So then you're like, just pit him now and at least let him try and get some positions back. But no, they just.
No.
I don't know.
There you go.
That's a really hard one, but I'm going to say Leclerc is better.
I'll admit I was playing devil's advocate a little bit there. I think still definitely Leclerc, in my personal opinion as well, Leclerc is the better driver.
Yeah.
Would you like another one?
Agreement there. Yeah, please do.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So this one, again, Verstappen can't win without Red Bull. Would Verstappen be able to go to a Ferrari or a Mercedes and still win races without having the likes of Christian Horner and Helmut Marko and that close core that he's got around him? Would he potentially struggle?
I think he would struggle more, but I still think he would do well wherever he goes. It's just because he's so talented. I feel like I know that car is catered to him, and he has that bubble, and it's all for him to do the best he can.
Yeah.
But he is so talented that he could get into most things and still perform to a high level.
Shall I play
whether it be
devil's
with
advocate
World
again?
Championship.
Do it.
Yeah, please do.
We said all the same things about Sebastian Vettel when he won 4 titles on the bounce, and then look what happened.
That's very true.
And that was what I wanted to say. I was
Okay.
going to be like, look at the beginning of 2022 when that Red Bull was an understeery car, and it was probably more balanced between Perez and Max, and you didn't see an insane difference. And then as they sort of obviously, and you know what, I don't blame Red Bull for doing this, but as you dial the car, it's almost like Adrian Newey's like, I'm going to make the car as fast as possible, and you're going to deal with it. And Max is probably one of the few people who are talented enough to deal with that. But Vettel was never as dominant as Max was, I think.
9 wins in a row versus 10 wins in a row.
Yeah.
It was 9 wins in a row versus 10. It was. And his 2011 season, there was only one time he didn't finish on the podium, same as Max this season.
Mm. Go on, Mac. I'll let you, what's your opinion?
I like bringing some of the difficult questions in.
Yes.
Yes.
Honestly, I really don't know. I don't, and I think, to be honest, the kind of way we hear Max Verstappen talk about Formula One as well, and this is going to be a really boring answer, I don't think we ever will know. I think he'll leave Red Bull when he feels ready, whether that's in 5 years or, he's already said he doesn't want to be in the sport in 10 years from now. I mean, he's been doing some GT3 testing over the last couple of weeks. I could very easily see him go to Le Mans or go to America and kind of race whatever he likes. I genuinely don't think we'll ever find out.
Okay. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you feel like he'll just get fed up? Do you reckon he's got the attitude where he's just like, I've won enough, I'm moving on that quick?
So this might be even more controversial. I am of the belief that Verstappen spends so much time talking about, how records don't matter and how he's not interested in doing this record or setting that record. I think there's an element of, of course, Schumacher and Hamilton are absolutely incredible drivers, but there is also an element of luck if you're at the right team at the right time.
Yeah.
I think Max is well aware of that, and rather than sort of suggesting, I want to beat every record there's ever been in Formula One, I think it's probably a safer bet to say, I don't care. And, he'll win. He's obviously already won 3 world titles. He'll likely, I'll be really bored and say he'll likely win another one next year, and maybe another one after that. After that, Red Bull has a couple of tough years. I can see him going, I've won 5 world championships. I'm going to race wherever I like.
Absolutely. What do you think?
I fully agree with Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fully agree with you there. I think that, yeah, I don't have anything else to add. I fully agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. It just loses. Yeah.
Yeah.
The drive. Yeah. Like you say, not bothered so much about the records, but
Yeah.
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 Fair enough.
Hmm.
Good hot take.
Very good hot take. It's been quite a long episode, but
It's been very long.
it's, you know what, Matt? It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. It's so nice to have someone else, another different voice on the podcast. I hope people who've listened
Oh, you're getting bored of me?
a little bit.
Oh, charming.
But no, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, pal.
very much for joining. I really appreciate it.
Anything you want to say to log out?
Yeah, just thank you very much for having me on. It's been an absolute blast as well. It's been great fun going through the awards. I hope those trophies get sent out. I want to see Logan Sargent with his 2 trophies because he's had a fantastic night.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll call it a day.
Yeah, it's
Let's see if we can do this.
Yeah.
We never get this right.
yeah. Thank you very much for watching. It's been Lights Out.
Take care.
Peace.